Hello and welcome to Pluriverse Radio, with your host, me, the Black Gallerina, bringing you the latest and hottest exhibition reviews from different worlds. Here at Pluriverse Radio, we like to explore the arts and cultures of different timelines of Earth, where colonialism did not happen. Today, I'm happy to announce that we have 4 callers from different timelines who are eager to share their exhibition reviews. So get cozy and get ready to connect. Our first caller of the show is Lola.
We're outside, and I say we and not I, because in this timeline, viewing art is not a singular experience. The sun is shining. I spent the day laboring, but not laboring for profit or wage, laboring for myself and for others, reading, sharing skills with people. There's some kind of rehearsal happening in this field where we are, and it's not really a performance because at any time anyone can join in and improvise and add to the story. They can add their paintings or their films or their drawings. It's very much a collaborative space. There aren't really performers or artists. We're all moving together. What I can see is other people being with one another, organizing their labor in different ways. I can smell food cooking. I can smell plants and flowers. I can smell the bodies of the people around me and next to me, and those smells are familiar to me. They're comforting. As I said, what I'm viewing or what I'm experiencing and what I'm being part of is not necessarily an artwork, because the expectation of art in return for something, money, an audience, a following, has been abolished. The space feels open and porous. It feels like there's lots of possibility for what this thing that I'm viewing or this thing that I'm being part of could be and could become. It encompasses a lot of different forms, and it seems like it doesn't just end in the moment that I'm viewing it. It feels like it can expand, it can grow, it can change. I'm with friends, I'm with the people that I live with. In this timeline, I don't really understand ideas about spectators or visitors, because the space has been opened out. There are really no borders and no boundaries to how we're thinking about what we're seeing. So I'm surrounded by people that I know that I love, and I know that there will be space and time to discuss what we're seeing and how it makes us feel and how it's organized, how it organizes our life and how it impacts how we relate to one another. I know there's space for a range of different opinions about the experience of either watching or becoming part of whatever's happening. I know there's time to kind of debrief, and that will maybe have some effect on what comes after. And in this space, I feel unrestricted. I feel like I have the freedom to make decisions. I feel agentic. I feel capable of asking for help. Capable of adding my own ideas. I feel pushed and invigorated by others. I don't feel embarrassed or shameful about the things that I might offer or create. I understand them to be part of a wider collaborative project, and that brings me an intense calm. And I'm interacting with the work feels like what it feels like to interact with other people in this kind of space. It feels easy, and it feels like we're all working towards a generative and a capacious vision for what this thing could be. And there's no concept of taste or of value. in a hierarchical sense. We know that we're making something and there will be no kind of third party that will tell us what's right or what's wrong about it or where it fits in a cultural arena. It's completely separated from that. And so the space is open to things happening.
Thank you, Lola. Our second caller is Suf.
I'm walking around the space. I'm at the entrance of this exhibition. And it feels like home. I'm thinking about my senses, and as someone that is neurodiverse, this feels very welcome. The lighting is low and comforting. It's soft. It's not noisy. I feel like the signage, the graphic design, there's the wayfinding for the exhibition. So there's zoning on the floor like colours, and I feel like I'm being guided around the exhibition, but there's no like loud arrows or voices of authority. Even in the signage, everything is so paced and gentle, like soft guiding hands throughout the space. The lighting is bright in some parts. There's lots of little alcoves where they're showcasing some of the work. The work is beautiful. I see in the work people like myself. I'm not being stared at in this space. I am one of many. Both when I look around, both as a visitor, I am one of many. Both on the walls, I am one of many. I can visit this exhibition at any point. It's a 24-hour exhibition. We'll limit ourselves to the constraints of time. It's 24 hours. I feel like in another world. I'd always try to choose the quietest times, the times where I can go in and out like a ghost, but in this world, I'm not a ghost. I am allowed to occupy space bravely and loudly. I feel like this space is just as much my space. The work is flavorful. It's like eating with my eyes. I feel full. The work is eclectic, a journey, colourful. Colour is at the heart of everything, and texture and pattern, so much pattern. There's lots of people, but I don't feel alien. There's lots of people, and I feel like, again, I am one of many. I am the majority. I can touch the work. I can stand as close as I like, and no one is guarding. There are no gatekeepers here. There are no doors here. There are no gates here. And there's a cafe. There's always a cafe. And oh my God, there's a gift shop. This is where... this is always my favourite place. In the gift shop. Where I can take home a memory. I'm not taking home something that is so far removed from the work that is commercialized and commodified. I'm taking home a memory. I'm taking home the feeling of belonging. I'm taking home the feeling of solidarity. I'm taking home the feeling of feeling seen, both on the walls and in the space. This gallery is my home. My home is a gallery.
Thank you, Sif. Our third caller is Creamer.
Hi, I'm currently at the new exhibit called After Araweelo. It is based here in the coastal town of Berbera, just outside of the capital of Somaliland. The entrance of the exhibit is marked by a gate. The exhibit is outside, like we're a few kilometers away from the beach. The exhibit is kind of gated off, kind of fenced off, but it's not in a room. It's outside. It's about 3 p.m. in the day, and so it's a really, really hot day. It's about 30 degrees out today. I can see quite a few people actually in the middle of the exhibit. There are quite a few people walking around. It's that time of day just before Asr prayer, so a lot of people have just left to go to the local mosque. Those left behind are most of the young kids. And I can hear quite a few kids playing. I can smell burning charcoal and incense called onsi. It's a traditional type of incense. It's burning at the entrance and at the other side of the exhibit, at the exit as well. It kind of hits you as you walk in. The main part of the exhibit, as I'm walking here, so I'm walking through the beginning part where you can hear on a little like a headphone recorders. You can hear about the exhibit, or you can ask. There's quite a few community members here. You can ask about the exhibit. There isn't anything written. There is no board you can read about the exhibit. You have to ask someone to either speak to you about it, or you can listen to the recordings. I quite like that idea. I'm seeing quite a few people that I recognise. This feels homely. I'm walking now to the centre of the exhibit where the main installation is. It's a huge 15-foot installation. It's a effigy of Araweelo, who was a matriarchal queen in folklore, in Somali folklore. And I can see she's made of a bunch of household items, papers, wood, incense. Parts of her on the other side here are made of clay. The base is made of cement. And around her is scattered buckets of paint where the audience or anyone who comes to see the exhibit can pick up a paintbrush, and everyone gets to kind of paint one brush stroke on the effigy till she's covered. I'm guessing there's a whole side of her that's already covered. I'm picking up the paintbrush now to I think I'm going to pick the colour blue. I'm picking and I'm painting one side of her. There are loads of kids here, quite a few families. I've been told that people have been coming from all over just to see this exhibit. I can see the artist. She's there. I can see the artist. She's giving out food. There's also food being given out all over. It feels like a barbecue. The space feels free. It feels communal. It feels as if I'm at a family barbecue, celebration. Only this time, this barbecue and celebration is in honor of not only the artwork, but art itself.
Thank you, Karima. Our final caller is Roselle.
Dear beloved one, thank you for spending this time with me. I thought I'd take you on a little guided tour of my favorite exhibition by Alisoa Victor. And when I first arrived to the exhibition, it takes place in a temple, I'm asked to wash my feet and wash my hands and touch my head to a sacred stone and utter a prayer of presence for the experience that I'm about to receive. To take deep breaths and feel my body in the space that I'm in. And as I walk into the temple, I leave my shoes off and there's this garden, and the exhibition deals with themes of divine femininity, and these images are hung in this garden space. It also seems to be a communal one, like people are eating and laughing and teaching in the space. And as I walk around, I can feel the ground under my feet, and I take in these images that this sort of divine feminine iconography. I can't really describe it in a way that makes sense in a voice note, but the works are hung in and amongst lush vegetation, and towards the back of the garden there are these poles stood, and beings dancing around and up in these poles. And they would maybe, like in your timeline, be considered pole dancers, and that's certainly a name for it. And they embody this divine feminine spirit, this sensuality that we see in Victor's work. And there is a pole free, and I go and I let the artwork that I'm seeing move through my body. It's expressed through movement. And I let the themes of the show move through my chest, into my stomach, out into my toes, and up again through my chest and out into an arm, for example. And I feel it, and I feel the artwork as a bodily experience. And I sit there for as long as I need to. I look around me and I take the time to consider how the experience sits with me. I'm asked to take a seat and to witness the communal practices going on around me, and to feel the breeze on my skin, and to consider my own divinity and what Victor wants to say about their own. And I sit with how it resonates. And I move back to this pole, and I work out my thoughts in and around movement. And I eat something, and I meet a friend, and we laugh, and I take my leave. Thank you for listening, and yeah, I hope you gain something from me sharing this. All the best and all my love.
Thank you, Roselle. And that's it for today. I'd like to thank all of our callers for reaching out. Thank you for listening to Pure Reverse Radio. If you like today's show, we'd love to hear from you, and we'd love for you to like, subscribe, and comment. Until next time, take care and see you soon.